Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. In this video today, we're going to be talking all about Jankos, one of the biggest stories of this upcoming offseason. Kind of unexpectedly, kind of out of nowhere, but obviously G2 has seemingly decided to move on from him. Jankos has now put out his own videos saying, I'm leaving G2, all this kind of stuff. What's next? What's going to happen now? And he's been talking about it on stream and in videos and all over the place. So we're going to go over some of the things that he said as of late, kind of trying to put this stuff all together in one place for you guys and talk about what the future might have in store for him. But first, a word from today's sponsor, which is, of course, Prize Picks. This is daily fantasy made easy. You can check out the first link in the description below right now. And new users, if you get signed up, they're actually going to match your first deposit up to $100, which is a really, really great deal. Something you guys definitely have to take advantage of. You can play on the website, prizepicks.com. You can download the app in the App Store or play on the Google Play Store. Big payouts, 24/7 live support, fast and secure withdrawals. This is just a really, really awesome app. All you got to do, simple and easy to use, pick more or less than certain props that they set up. For League of Legends esports, oftentimes it'll be like kills, assists, deaths, something like that. You pick your favorite players, whether they're going to get more or less than the number that Prize Picks has selected. And if you get some picks correct, you can win. They also offer traditional sports, other esports, Valorant, CSGO, all this different kind of stuff. It's just really, really fun. And an extra way to get involved with some of the sports and esports that you are already watching and already very, very passionate and knowledgeable about. So check them out. Like I said, first link in the description below. Help support me, my content, and my channel. I would appreciate it a ton. With that being said, let's get right into this. So here is this Reddit thread, Jankos on leaving G2 and his future plans, stream takeaways. So a guy who was just kind of watching a stream and talking about, this guy was watching a stream. Jankos was talking about what's kind of going on. This guy, summarized it all in one place for us, which again, I really, really do appreciate. Think it's great, but we are on the way back machine today because the original thread got taken down. Sorry, this post has been removed by the moderators. League of Legends, Reddit, whatever, moderators always coming in and raining on the parade, which is another reason why I think this video will be good and valuable to everyone, because this isn't necessarily, a thread or information that's publicly out there as much anymore. Obviously, you can go watch Jankos' VOD and all that stuff, but not everyone is able to just watch through hours and hours of streams all the time. So hopefully this will be a good way to get this info out. Some of the key points. He learned that G2 wants to try with another jungler next year, 2 or 3 days after returning from Worlds. So the question is, when did G2 know about this? Did G2 decide before Worlds? Did G2 say, hey, if we suck at Worlds, Jankos is one of the guys who we could replace? Did they decide after Worlds? Did they decide 2 to 3 days after? I don't know. Also, I think the question has to be asked, how would things have been differently if Carlos was still there? Would Carlos be interested in keeping around Jankos? Would Carlos not be interested in keeping around Jankos? Is this something they all had kind of agreed upon? Who knows? But hey, this is when Jankos found out. 2 to 3 days after Worlds. Wasn't during Worlds, wasn't right after, wasn't before, nothing like that. This was something that seems like kind of caught him off guard, because I'm sure he was probably expecting to be back with the team next year. He's been the face of G2 in a lot of ways for people, especially after Perks had left. Yes, you can argue Caps as well, but Jankos has been a big person as far as like content and branding and everything like that for the team. So yeah, kind of crazy. He does want to play LEC. He wants to beat G2 and feel what Wonder and Mickey and Perks have felt. He plans to smash G2 and write, I died for this, which is absolutely hilarious. Again, Wonder, Mickey, Perks, they all split up, went to other teams. I believe they all have beaten G2 on their former teams as well. But at the end of the day, G2 last season won a title in spring, went to MSI, finished second place in the summer, went to Worlds. Mickey didn't go to Worlds, didn't go to MSI. Perks didn't go to MSI, didn't go to Worlds, didn't even make playoffs. Wonder didn't win any titles, didn't go to MSI, went to Worlds, also got knocked out in groups, did win more games than G2 there. But overall, I don't think Wonder, Mickey, or Perks, or Reckless, he won an EU Masters title. He was maybe the most successful of any of the players. It's not like any of these players have gotten the last laugh yet. The real last laugh is when somebody leaves G2 and ends up finding more success somewhere else, or at least not like more overall success, but more success that season or something like that, which Wonder, Mickey, and Perks have not done yet. Maybe they won some, regular season best of ones against G2 or something like that, but I don't think that really feels as sweet as Jankos is acting like here. I think, next year, if Wonder, Mickey, or Perks do good and G2 does bad, that might make a little bit more sense. He is curious how G2 will do without him, but of course he wishes them the best. He suggests that this is the spicy part. He suggests that it is better to go to a stronger team in the LCS, which has a good chance of going to Worlds, than a weak team in the LEC, which has little chance of going to Worlds. However, he has heard that NA now, it can be hard to find as lucrative of offers as in previous years. So this does sound a little bit like, hey, if NA was still throwing out those big contracts, that Jankos could potentially be coming over. But it's also interesting because I tweeted this out, and the tweet did, the tweet was doing really, really well. It had like 200 likes or something, which is really, really big for me. Just kind of saying that, hey, it sounds like Jankos could potentially consider some NA teams. If he doesn't have offers from the top LEC teams, which who knows if he's going to. Obviously G2 isn't going to be interested in his services. We know that Rogue has Malrong, and who knows if they're going to be wanting to get rid of Malrong. I doubt it. Mad Lions has Oyoya. They're kind of ready to go there. And Fnatic has Razork, who was not bad, especially towards the end of 2022. Now, hey, maybe they decide that they want to replace him with Jankos, but again, Jankos is talking about maybe only playing 1 or 2 more years, and Jankos wasn't that insane in 2022, really. So it's not like a no-brainer that you kick or get rid of Razork for Jankos really at this point. And then, you start moving down from there. Vitality's going to have Bo. Jankos could maybe end up at like Excel or some kind of team like that. But I don't know. There's no guarantee that Jankos is automatically going to have offers from some of these really good teams in the LEC. Now, I do expect him to, but I could also see a world where maybe they decide there is some better options. And there's also the possibility of Elyoya going to G2 or something like that, and Mad Lions opening up and some other things. But hey, Inspired is going to be available, Selfmade is going to be available, Marcoon's going to be available. Like, it's not like Jankos is your only option in the jungle, even if you are one of these top teams. So this is kind of interesting. Maybe Jankos would consider NA, and then some people are like, oh, well, of course, this isn't even news. This is just stupid. Like, of course, going to a good LCS team that has a chance to go to Worlds is better than playing on a bad LEC team. Well, not everyone believes that. There are players in EU who will not go to NA no matter what. There are players who would rather play on a mid to lower tier team in the LEC than come to the LCS. So I don't know why people are acting like that. That was kind of strange to me. We see players all the time, not all the time, but we see players all the time going to like these bad teams. I'm thinking of even a guy like Treats, who pass up mid teams in the LEC to play on a bad team in the LEC. Everyone has different reasons why they go to certain teams. But hey, it does sound like Jankos could consider the LCS, which is interesting at least. Now, I don't know exactly where he could end up. I think 100 Thieves could maybe be a fun option. I think TSM could maybe be a fun option. TL maybe not so much probably anymore though, since they seem to be going away from the super team signings and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just adding more and more options and giving more and more teams hope. But also it's good for Jankos to say, hey, maybe I would go to the LCS, because then he can get some offers from them. Even if he wouldn't go to the LCS, he can still use those offers to leverage them against the LEC teams to run his price up and stuff like that. So who knows for sure. He is not worried about contract jail. In the worst case, he can take a break from pro play and focus on streaming. So even if he does, it sounds like he doesn't think he's going to end up in contract jail. Again, Carlos is not around anymore, so I don't know if G2 is still going to do the whole contract jail thing. But even if he does, hey, he's going to be fine. He's going to be making a lot of money. He's going to be able to chill. And just like, all the players from G2 last year, they all ended up finding teams. It's not like anybody got stuck in contract jail or anything like that. He is open to tryouts, but unlikely to be needed because everyone knows how he plays. He doesn't think G2 would want to play with junglers like Inspired or Selfmade because of their playstyle. He thinks a jungler like Razork could fit more in G2, which is kind of interesting. Him dropping some inside knowledge on G2 for us. He has heard some stuff about the changes to the LEC format, but won't speak until it's official. He is now going to Berlin to spend the night at G2 Gaming House. Might be awkward. And then he flies to Korea. He plans to stream Korean solo queue next week. Maybe he's going to hang out with Plumie a little bit too. Who knows? But yeah, that was kind of the latest. I wanted to get out to you guys some of the latest things that Jankos has been saying on stream, maybe giving us some insight into what his future could have in store. Sounds like he wants to stay in the LEC. Sounds like he would prefer to play on a top team in the LEC. But if those offers are not there, and if he can't find a situation that's right for him, it is possible we could see Jankos heading to the LCS in 2023. But pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully catch you in the next one. Peace.